I want to go back to Manchester United, and we should talk about the news right now with Paul Pogba, because that just
What a
happened
place to start.
just a couple hours before.
His name's Good Vibes, John. Why are you doing this to him?
I saw Fabrizio had tweeted about
Well,
it.
he also posted on his Instagram the full quote.
Yes. So I just want to put it up on screen. But essentially, yeah, Paul Pogba is now officially banned from football for 4 years. And it's obviously he's a Juventus player, and he's been dealing with injuries the last 2 years essentially. And but now that we know for testing positive for some performance enhancing substance, I don't know exactly what it was, but
Well, it's anti-doping. He was doping. I don't think it was performance enhancing specifically.
yeah, I mean, look,
Just in case.
in the specific quote that Paul Pogba put out, it says, "When I am free of legal restrictions, the full story will become clear, but I have never knowingly or deliberately taken any supplements that violate anti-doping regulations." And what was it? I think as a consequence of the decision announced today, I will appeal this before the Court of Arbitration for Sport.
Right. So he's banned for 4 years as of right now, but there is an appeal. So who knows
Yeah.
how long or what that comes about.
Not a great scenario. I think I'm a big fan of Paul Pogba.
Fan.
I love his play on the field. Love his personality, character, the dancing, everything Graham Souness hates about Paul Pogba. I absolutely
almost like him more.
love about Paul Pogba. So this is tough to see, especially the last few years. He has been dealing with so many injuries. Left Manchester United, not in the most gracious of ways. But a lot of the comments, and I can scroll down even this, but I know that they're there. But a lot of the comments are just like, Manchester United ruined this man's career. He left Juventus to go back to Manchester United, and the dude was just an absolute baller. They kept showing the highlight. Remember the like 35-yard goal that he banged in? Everybody's like, oh, he's coming back to do this at Old Trafford. But just with that comment of like, Manchester United ruined his career. What are your thoughts when you hear something like that?
This is so hard. It's like a dagger to the crotch. Like Pogba was one of my favorite players, and I actually tweeted this on the way to the studio, and I got roasted by the Man United fans. Like, how can you say that he's your favorite player? This guy wasted our money, our time, blah blah blah. I think everybody collectively wasted each other's money and time. It's not just one man that did it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Pogba has had his issues on the pitch, off the pitch as a Man United player. Of course, he should be taking responsibility for those wrongdoings. But you can't put the entire blame on a man when this entire organization was just off from the beginning.
Yeah.
There were so many problems. We're seeing now with the inclusion of Ineos taking over, when all of these changes and all of these comments coming up from these new sort of heads. It's been such I don't want to say this because my club is hurting me, but it was a poop show from Manchester United over the years. You know what I mean? And Pogba was a part of that. So it breaks my heart, and I really feel like Manchester United. It's like. It felt to me like, and I used to use this example all the time. It was like you're dating a girl, and y'all just start saying, and then you're like, your breath stinks, and then you're like, no, I hate your mom, and then like, there's certain words that you say that you can't turn back.
Right.
And that was the relationship with Man United and Pogba. It was just, it got to a point where you just couldn't turn it back, and I think that was the bitter part of the departure. But to blame it all on one man, I think that's very unfair.
I completely agree. I couldn't agree more. Also, there's a list of players that, quote unquote, were ruined by Manchester United. You know what I mean? Lukaku, another example, went there and didn't live up to the hype that was surrounding him beforehand. And it seems like maybe that wasn't completely his fault when it comes to Pogba.
Well, there tends to be, especially with Manchester United, there seems to be a scapegoating of the players to hide the fact that there's institutional problems.